The battle may have concluded, but the war still rages on. They will never forget what the others took from them. They will never forget what their foes tried to take from them. One side backs the current main heroine of the story. The other supports the war-torn protagonist of old tales, a story many would consider their favorite. One has won. One has prevailed to obtain a skin artistically approved by the horniest salaryman in Southeast Asia. And then there's this chick who almost made a monumental comeback. How glorious it would have been. But rather sulk in the loss or triumph in the victory. Let's see what really was at stake here. Why was the battle so bloody in the first place? Let's begin with Cinderella. Why vote for her? Well, for starters, she has a voluptuous body equipped for any scandalous outfit. It doesn't matter where you focus, there is plenty to see. In fact, I'll give you a couple of examples that they might have used. Naked apron, swimsuit, slingshot swimsuit, race queen. Cinderella voters also have a genuine desire to see her happy after all she's went through. Perhaps this includes more interactions with the commander. They could have additional voice lines in the skin, or even expressions that we've never seen before. How about another god-tier home screen to add to the collection? She's also an incredibly strong meta unit, so even if you don't like the character that much, you'll be using her a lot and you'll be seeing the skin that you get for free in-game very often. Voters also place their bets on Cinderella because her story really has just begun. Her connections to Grave, Little Mermaid, the Twins, Four Beasts, Heretics, the Goddess Squad, and even the original queen that she fought with. There's so much to be excited about with how the modern world interacts with her and vice versa. Okay, so now why not Cinderella? Well, she already has one of the most god-tier skins in the entire game. The veiled ass might be a problem for some people, but most would agree this home screen is S-class. Me included, I prefer her with her original blue eyes, so that's another plus. But it was a gacha skin, locked behind a large paywall, and is no longer purchasable. If you weren't here then, you're screwed now. Let's move on to Rappy. Why was she the #1 contender for Cinderella? Well, she is the cover girl that has stuck with you throughout the entire story and has saved your ass numerous times. In character development alone, she has had the most focus in the story, starting from her unfortunate life as a human, all the way to merging with Red Hood to become her true self. We also saw that she went from a more or less a nihilist to proudly inserting her love for the commander in random conversations. Like Cindy, she too is a meta unit, likely in it for the long term. But most importantly, above all else, they nerfed her. They nerfed her shooting animation to the ground. Getting a new skin isn't just a change in attire for Rappy, it is a return to something that was once great. The community yearns for those blissful days. And yes, we love the new look. They did a fantastic job. But my goodness, this is beyond what you would call a downgrade. That's an overreaction. No, it's not. Yes, it is. You're acting like it's the end of the world because you can't see the entire curvature of her cheeks. You're saying my reaction isn't valid? No, I'm saying it's not that bad. Like, it's still pretty hot. Yes, but it's a downgrade. Do you understand? Don't interrupt me. Okay, so why not vote for Rappy? While it's true she has had the most character development, it's also true that we've kind of reached a climax in her arc, or just past it. Most of her inner issues have been absolved, so any new developments of her character greatly depend upon drastic changes of the outside. Otherwise, it's mostly to do with the commander and how she'll change because of him. Well, there you have it. The community has spoken, and one side clearly has a winner. For the rest of you, for the rest of us, the losers, all we can hope is that, #1, they do a good job with the skin, and #2, they just say fuck it and give us skins for both characters. Which leads us to the begging portion of the video. My heartfelt plea to the devs. As a relatively significant voice in the community, I ask of you to give us both both. I don't care if Cinderella's skin costs $5 since she technically lost. In fact, you would agree that's a pretty good idea. There should be 2 winners because they were both the big winners of last year. Didn't you make $50 million from the second anniversary alone? Okay, that's an exaggeration, but you got at least $80 from me. Regardless of what happens, we should put it behind us for the time being and focus on what's coming ahead. Half Annie is right around the corner and something smells fishy about the direction of the story. Okay, enough playing around. Which one of you motherfuckers didn't cast a vote for Cindy?